We've experienced a number of large storms here on Long Island, so when I first heard that a potential Category 5 storm was going to hit Puerto Rico, of course you think, my God, what's going to happen to those people?
I kind of knew a little about Puerto Rico. I had honeymooned there 20 years ago, and I knew that their system would not be able to withstand 150-mile-an-hour winds.
Being asked to go there, I look at it as an honor to be able to go down and help, help the people down there.
I have 3 kids and a wife, and it was spoke about before I left, and leaving for Christmas was going to be tough, but it was for a good reason.
We only had like a week's notice, so we had a lot to do to get ready.
We needed to get shots, inoculations, because at the time we didn't know if we were going to be in a tent city. We didn't know if we'd be sharing rooms. We didn't know anything about it.
All they knew was we're going to send people down, we're going to help these people out. I was very happy that we were going to go down, but at the same time, we didn't know what we were walking into.
We heard, from people that were down there already, and it was pretty bad, and stuff you saw on the news.
There was a 60-minute episode about Puerto Rico and all the devastation, and all I remember about that was the blue tarps that were covering all the houses in Puerto Rico.
During Sandy on Long Island, we had isolated neighborhoods that were destroyed, and compared to Puerto Rico, where there was widespread destruction all across the areas we worked in.
It was not at all what I was expecting. It was a lot worse. It had been 100 and something days since the storm when we got there, and it looked like it had just happened yesterday.
The people were in pretty bad shape.
They just wanted power back on. You see little kids running around. You feel sad.
They had no supplies there. They didn't have transformers, wire, nothing. We just worked with what was there and what we could find or scavenge from someplace else.
Meeting the locals was by far the greatest part of the trip.
The people, for being out that long, were remarkably resilient. They were willing to give you everything they had, and a lot of these people were people that didn't have much.
Considering what they've gone through, you couldn't ask for better quality people. There are people who actually would buy us water, they invite into homes.
A young woman came out to ask me a question in Spanish, and I stopped her and I said English. So she ran in and got her 5-year-old daughter, and they were communicating, and the daughter turns to me and says, "My mom wants to know if we're going to have lights for Christmas." And I told her no, and the mother started to cry, but that was the experience. Your heart broke every day for these people, but you did your best, and you told them the truth.
The last day we were there, we turned on a school, an elementary school.
We weren't sure if we were going to do it or not because we needed wire. We needed like 600 feet of wire, and it's the last day, and it's like, oh, this is not going to happen. But then the supervisor showed up with all this wire. So all good. So we ran like 3 phases in, 200 feet each, long sections. And then we checked everything out, and then we all got together. And so let's turn the school on last day, So we turned the school on. The principal's running around going crazy, so it was pretty cool.
We were there for Christmas, and Christmas morning we were able to turn an entire neighborhood on. The lights came on, and all you see is Christmas lights and Christmas trees. People are running and screaming out of their houses at 7:30 in the morning. I'll never forget this old woman, she had to be close to 80 years old, got down on her hands and knees and prayed and said, "You are angels sent from God."
This is what we do. We put power on, put lights on, put poles in the ground, and we do it every day here, but we made a difference by going down there.
Having PSEG send me down there as part of the New York contingency was a great opportunity. Anytime you can make your teenage children proud of you, it's a teaching moment. So I'm proud that I made them proud of me.
The experience of being there and being able to help somebody is it's a great feeling. It's something that you're not going to be able to do a lot in your life, and if you get the chance, I definitely recommend that you do it every opportunity you can.